probably because I love to do that there. But I was I wound up on Bourbon Street, which I try to avoid like the plague at night when I'm by myself. But when I was walking down, I thought I heard your voice say, "Look up." And I did, and you can see people. Like I saw a guy leaning on a chimney, and I thought,
Cool.
"Hey, I wonder who that is." you know,
Was it
come and
Santa?
talk to me. I can understand you if you'll come and talk to me. So it's a very interesting place you live in.
Well, I don't think that's limited to New Orleans.
No,
That
it's
whole
not.
concept, is look up is wherever you may be. They come from some form of antenna. And yeah, the chimneys are great places. It wasn't just Santa that comes down the chimney. The chimney is the tallest point on your house. It's the way to get in and out. It's kind of like the antenna. It's the hearth of the home. All these things are old school. So to create the spirit of Christmas coming down the chimney is kind of right when you match it up with spirit beliefs and spirit activity.
That's pretty cool. I had not really gone that route in my thinking, but it is logical.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about mysticism. They don't understand about magic. They don't understand about spirit world is the simple fact that it's just logic. You treat people like you would treat the people that, it's the same thing. Logical response. Somebody does this, you do that,
Hmm.
it's the same thing. You treat a spirit in your house as you would a roommate or an intruder, depending on the perspective in your house. I know, can't do that. Yeah, you can do that. Here, help me do this. Hey, shh, I'm trying to sleep. Just what you
Yes,
would, just the simple responses are usually the best.
I have
And
found that
cook.
to be true.
And they like to eat and drink. So I'm old school with that. Leave them
Yes, you
something.
are.
Leave them a treat. Leave them something they like. Remember their humanness. Remember social etiquette. Try those things all before you start banishing somebody and provoking them and all that. Try the human niceties.
Oh, please. I learned a long time ago not to just actively provoke. That's just ignorant. I'm sure probably there's a scenario where there is a reason for it,
There
but
is, but
boy,
not
they'll
that the
nail
people.
you.
Well, as I say, if I am coming to your house and
Hmm.
I'm knocking very softly at the door, and you're in there, you may not hear me, or eventually you may answer, But if I come bursting into your house and punching you right in the face while you're having dinner, I will get a quicker response.
Well, you sure
And
will.
yeah, and that won't be really indicative of your personality. So, look how evil the spirit is. It hit me. It's like, well, you just went and punched it in the face. It's a protective mechanism. So knock softly. The relationship will probably last longer if you take the time to get to know a spirit than just running in all guns blazing.
I do know because I have I have startled a spirit before and kind of bent them out of shape a little bit, but
Mhm.
it was, you know me. I get overzealous. I get sometimes like, I've got to do this right this minute. And that's what happened. And so I went flying up the stairs in a lighthouse, and this great big black mass just arms up in front of me to barricade me because there was a children's bedroom on the other side, and that's where I'd left a piece of equipment. So, yes, I learned quickly to not startle them and to not act like an idiot when you're when you're around them because
And hey, we're human and we still make mistakes, and you'll know
yeah,
that. And I'll forget to bring an offering one day, or I'll forget to say hello, goodbye, or whatever it is that I usually do. And you forget, and it's like, but then what do you do? Like, I'm really sorry. I usually do this. I swear next time, you say
right.
what you would if you went to somebody's house for dinner and say, I really meant to buy a bottle of wine, but I got a flat tire, and I forgot this and I forgot that. Please forgive me.
Yes.
You know,
And well, that's what I did. I mean, I just said, look, Yeah, I've been here. You've seen me interact. You know that I'm not disrespectful. I just got in a tizzy because I need this piece of equipment because, somebody else is talking to me over here and I want to be able to document that. You can go in here with me, but I'm going to have to go get that.
Yeah.
And, the arms came down and the size went down, but they didn't leave until I did. So, yeah. But,
And that, yeah. And
well,
not all shadows are demons or
oh
shadow
no.
people are evil, but everybody likes to think that just because it doesn't look like me or you. It's not
Well,
the
I mean, but
case.
I think it's the easiest way for them to manifest. It doesn't take that much work to do that as opposed to going to full body or glowing, in my opinion. I'm not an expert, but I think that
I
coming.
think each situation is different.
Mhm.
You know, maybe it's quicker to do that than to do something else. Right. I mean, the abilities are different in each and every person, just like they are the living and the dead. Our abilities are different. We have a few things that are similar, but, we have uniquely grown into who and what we are and can do.
Yes. I mean, I don't know anyone else like you. That's a compliment. That's a compliment
Well,
because,
cool, I guess. Thank you.
well, you're fantastic in your interaction with spirit that I've experienced. You are so respectful. You do take them offerings and treats. And I was boarding a plane fairly recently, and the guy going ahead of me boarding knocked 3 times on the outer door of the plane and said,
Like I do.
yes, and said, please protect us. I'm putting this in your hands. And I was like, I know that. I've seen that. And but that's what he was doing. Was he
No,
was
acknowledging the spirits
Yeah.
that this is what I am entering. I'm entering with hopefully with your blessings and your protection. Yeah. And
Hmm.
yeah, knocking 3 times. It's such a simple gesture, but it's so real and lets them know that and you put it on, this is not just a physical plane. This is not just walking into a building. I know there's life and culture here that I can't possibly ever totally fathom, but I know it and I'm here too. And that's putting us on an even keel. And I respect you. And I'm recognizing the spirit aspect of this all.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I think
I
they appreciate that in most cases. It's also like heads up, hey, here I'm coming.
yeah, right. I mean, and it was because I just kind of, you know, you don't want to look like Cheshire cat, but I was just kind of smiling, and the stewardess was like, "People do that a lot." Oh, I
Oh,
guess
well,
flight
see, that's
attendant.
good.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
but
So they don't think it's weird, so that's good.
yeah, I mean, whatever gets you on the plane, I guess, is their opinion. So I had a Delta attendant give my daughter a set of wings the first time that she ever flew.
Right.
And those wings live in my purse. And when I travel, they go into whatever bag I'm carrying because the stewardess told her that even if something goes wrong, you have your wings. You'll be okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
And so, yeah, this girl travels with those wings.
No, I
So,
mean, it's like a little blessing. It's a little remembrance. And
yeah,
yeah, how to use the symbols and simple gestures. That's like a ritual gesture. You open the gates. When you leave, you say thank you. You close the
yes,
gates.
yes,
Again, it's just this structure. People say, you're going to open a portal. You're going to open a dimension. Oh, that's so bad. It's like, do you know how many you walk through every single day that you don't even know? There's nothing but all these openings and closing everything that you do. I mean, just gesture and walk with that knowledge that we're constantly, like, oh, I don't know if I want to go on a cemetery tour. I could pick up a ghost. I don't want to know. I could go on this. I could pick up a ghost. It's like you could walk down the street. You could meet your friend at the corner. It doesn't matter. There's things everywhere.
well,
You're just
they are.
thinking of it more when you're on a ghost tour.
Well, you're
And we're
focused.
saying hello to them. But the same restaurant that you're going to eat in that is haunted when you just went there for your sandwich today, as it is when we go in. I mean,
Yes.
so you're like, oh, I heard if you carry a K2 meter, no, dowsing rods into a graveyard, that they could attach to that and follow us. Like, yeah, and they could attach to your keys and your shoes too. If you're gonna, in other words, might not attach to anything, but they could attach to anything. It doesn't have to be a pair of rods. It could be,
it could be your shoes.
Barrette.
Yeah.
Yeah, your hair barrette. I mean, like, sheesh. You can't worry like that so much. And
well, that actually feeds into the next question that we had in chat, which is, have you personally ever had a spirit attached to you, and what did you do to resolve the situation?
Well, I like to, usually it depends on the level of attachment, I suppose. I mean, basically, you have to realize that as a medium and as a voodoo practitioner, you are usually, as a priestess, you are usually inviting the spirits to come in to you and dance. So it's the knowledge of how to move them in and move them out, how to treat them while you're there, how to sit down an automatic ride. I mean, it cannot happen at times like when you're driving, and there's certain times you don't want that to happen.
True.
Especially, as I said, especially with spirits that were around when cars weren't, So
that's a great point. They don't all have that knowledge.
You have to be aware of such things. But yeah, I've had tons of spirit attachments, or hitchhikers. Hitchhikers aren't necessarily attachments, but they could follow you home. Oh, I had 100 here at my house when I first 20-something years ago. I had to put the house in order. I had to balance it, and I had to set boundaries. Is all, and you have to do that in life and with the spirit world. This is my business. So I did one big thing I found out is, if you let them know that you'll come to visit again and that you're not going to forget them, they're not going to feel as needy to have to follow you. They know that they're not forgotten. You let them know. I didn't always let them know, hey, I'll be back next week, or I'll be back tomorrow with a different group, or I'll do this. Once I started saying that, it wasn't as necessary for them to feel they had to be with me every minute or latch on. Like, you can have, my house is haunted. It came with spirits, but I took too much of my work home with me 20-something years ago. I have more of a balance now.
Right.
So I've had some deeper attachments. I had a deep attachment a few years ago for a week or two that kind of hurt a little bit. And it was from a battlefield on an anniversary of the Battle of New Orleans, where I was going to actually soothe some of the soldiers' spirits. And one came home, and I just forgot to take into account that, oh my God, my bloodline was probably on this field.
Yes.
My family's energies are there. Of course I'm going to take more home than I thought. Of course they're going to wake up. And the guy, he needed some help, and he was like literally being carried off the battlefield. And, he was a soldier that was in pain. So I had some serious head pain for a couple of days.
Wow.
But then when I realized what happened right away, I knew that I was carrying him. I sat down, I separated myself from my mundane part of life. I told him stories, I sang songs, I played music. I did whatever I could to soothe the journey and take the heaviness out of him, the physical heaviness out of him and out of me. So that one I did myself. About 20-something years ago, I had to get somebody else help. Okay.
I'm going to have to stop you. I'm sorry.
Is it break time?
It is. I can't believe it. It's going way too fast, but we'll be back in 2 minutes, folks.
Okay.